I'm Jane Monreal, and this is WCNC Plus. As I was saying just a few minutes ago, of course, today is tax deadline in the Carolinas, an extension offered because of Helene, and that is to the state. But regardless, there are some tax scams that you need to be aware of. So I want to bring in cybersecurity strategist Patrick McNeil from GuidePoint Security this morning. Good morning, Patrick. Thanks for joining us here to talk about scams, because this is a time.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. As you said, we all know that these scams are coming, and frankly, Americans lost $9.1 billion in fraud from tax and financial crimes last year, as reported by the IRS. And tax crimes are so prevalent that the IRS actually maintains a list called the Dirty Dozen of the top 12 most common ones.
Wow, that is awful. So, how can people know what are scammers specifically doing to target their victims?
Yeah, so unlike the scams that we used to see there that had a lot of typos in them, we're actually seeing some really good, well composed types of phishing texts, emails, and this year even fake IRS letters that will come to your real mailbox that impersonate an IRS agent. So, especially given today's deadline, I would expect even some fake calls impersonating an IRS agent or a text message. And you may even see scams that are related to Helene, with give me your information and you'll get even more of a refund for a donation or even more of an extension.
Patrick, what are some of the telltale signs then that a tax related email or text might be fraudulent?
You said it right there, text or email. The IRS will not initiate contact with you over text or email at all with regard to tax payments, refunds, filing, anything. So if you get any sort of communication other than a letter in the mail about your tax issues, don't click on any links in the message. Verify the source. Go directly to the IRS website or your trusted tax professional that might be helping you file.
What do tax scammers want? What do these cyber criminals want with our personal information?
hmm Well, one of the common thefts is to actually file a fake return on your behalf. And then that way they can change your address and actually get your refund if you have any. Otherwise, they're just looking to steal personal details so then they can go file for credit cards or other types of, financial accounts.
And so, are there certain groups of people, demographics that are being targeted more heavily?
Not particularly. There's a lot of people that can be targeted. It's pretty much universal. I think that, my personal opinion is that the elderly may be targeted more, people who are especially financially vulnerable.
All right, so once we figure we might have been a victim of theft, what is our
Mhm.
recourse?
So first off, if you are communicating with the scammer or fraudster, discontinue communication right away and file with the Federal Trade Commission at identitytheft.gov to let them know that you're a victim of identity theft. The IRS on its website as well has an identity central or identity theft central page where you can go and fill out the IRS form to report that. And of course, if you're working with a tax preparer, make sure to notify that tax preparer. Now, depending on whether you've given a bank account to have your refund deposited into, you may need to notify your bank or your credit card company, any of those details. And it is even a good idea to go freeze your credit so that any information that was obtained isn't used to apply for other financial accounts.
Good information, Patrick. What else do people need to know?
So you can prepare for next season as well. It's a good idea to go to the IRS and set up a identity protection PIN so nobody can file on your behalf. I think it's important to know that if you have been a victim, don't hesitate to report. Don't feel guilty because these scams are very sophisticated and it's easy for anyone to become a victim.
Absolutely. And aren't these guys are just getting more savvy? The use of AI, it really is something we need to be a little bit more aware of our own practices in daily life, right?
Right. Yeah. AI has really enabled these scammers to be more complex in their schemes, more sophisticated, and more believable. And because they're automating things with AI, they can scam more people in a shorter amount of time with those very believable messages.
All right, Patrick McNeil, cybersecurity strategist with GuidePoint. Thank you. Some great information this morning and really moving forward into next tax season. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.